Robert, did you play any instruments growing up?
Oh no! Why are you asking me this? I
You know why I'm
define
asking you
define
this.
play.
Well, I'll tell you my history. I think you're actually more impressive than me.
Honestly, I'd say my situation is far worse than yours
Really?
because I was forced to play the violin starting in third grade.
Okay.
Um, in fourth grade, I wanted to play the drums. I was not
Me
allowed to play the
too.
drums.
Because they only had like 2 drum sets
Yeah,
in the entire school, and one kid got it, and he became obsessed with drums. I don't know how his life is going, but they wouldn't give the rest of us a chance.
no, I was forced to stay with the violin, and I kept playing the violin until eighth grade when I was kindly asked to leave the orchestra because I was so bad at it.
How did Mister ask you to leave?
He basically said, "So, do you think the orchestra is right for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fine. It's all right." And he was like, "I don't know if it is."
Fucking brutal.
What an awful teacher.
I never had him. I think my sister had him. That's
You're
so
lucky you never
funny.
had him. The guy literally told me I wasn't good enough and he wasn't going to try to teach me.
Were you good enough, Rob?
No, I was atrocious.
Did you like it though? Like you played it for 5 years. That's not insignificant.
I didn't like it. No, I didn't enjoy it at all. I wanted to do the band.
Yeah. So my history is less impressive than yours because you actually stuck with it for 5 years for whatever that's worth. I started out with the piano, and I had this like really groovy, like he always wore sunglasses and had a big orange afro, like rock and roll teacher. I think he must have been high every time, and he came to my house and taught me and my sister.
Who hired this guy?
I think my mom hired him because he was only $20 per lesson.
How did she find this freak?
I have no idea. He was a really nice guy, but like he would give me like little puzzles to solve on paper, and that's what I enjoyed doing. I didn't actually like playing the piano, but we played like a lot of Simon and Garfunkel and Beatles and stuff. It was okay. Um, you have a question on your face.
No, it just sounds like you have far more pleasant memories than I do.
Mostly the puzzles. One got me stuck for a while.
At least you had that.
So I played that for about 6 months. Still can't really read sheet music too well.
See,
And
I can read sheet music. I just can't play.
see, you're like a huge step ahead of me. And then I played violin, the same violin teacher, that angry old lady in third grade. I played for 2 weeks, and I was like, Mom, I don't like her. She like forced the violin thing into my neck, and I didn't like that feeling. And she's like, okay, you can quit.
And that was it.
And my sister, I think, was in the same situation as you. I'm not sure if she was asked to leave, but I think she stopped in eighth grade.
This is such bull.
And I remember in fourth grade, because I quit violin already, and on my list they said put your top 3 instruments, and I put drums, piano, and I put violin again because I didn't know anything else. And like, he's definitely not going back to violin. We don't have a piano, and we only have like 1 or 2 sets of drums, and Rob and Justin are not getting them.
And we're out.
Welcome to S-Class, the highest tier in podcasting. With me is the Stradivarius, a violinist.
What is Stradivarius?
It's like the most violin ever created by a guy called Antonio Stradivari.
You could have just called me the first chair.
The first chair of S-Class. It's Robert.
There you go. And then we have Justin, the understudy of S-Class.
The understudy? Is that worse than second chair?
I think it's worse. You don't even get to play unless there's like an emergency or I need a day off.
Well, the reason why we opened up with that cold open is because Joe Hisaishi, the composer for like every single Studio Ghibli film minus one, came to New York, and he had 5 days of concerts for us, and we both happened to attend.
Wait, which one did you go to? I didn't even know you ended up going.
I was saving it for the podcast. I went.
Did you go to the same one as me? Oh, okay.
No. I would have told you if I went on Wednesday.
Okay.
Do you want to start with, because I didn't even know this existed, and then I texted you, and you're like, "Yeah, I've had tickets for years."
Yeah, because we were supposed to go in January, and then it got delayed because of COVID, and then we didn't know when it was going to be. Honestly, we thought maybe it just wasn't going to happen. It would be one of those things they just kept pushing away, and then they announced it was happening, and we went, and it happened.
How did you even hear about it, though?
I don't know. I think she heard about it on like the radio or something. What? And then she got the tickets like, because originally there was only 2 nights and they were sold out already.
Right.
And we were bummed. They were like way too expensive. We weren't going to do it. And then they announced like 2 additional shows and like her in the middle of her workday was like, "Nope, I'm getting these tickets." They went on sale at like 10 a.m. and she got them for like the really good normal price.
That's awesome. You guys
Yeah,
were in the mezzanine.
I think the second mezzanine.
You got it for like $50. Second mezzanine is like
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That's
No, those
really
are really
good.
nice seats.
So I heard about it like a week before the concert. My friend had a friend who was selling her ticket for like 175, and I was like, shit, like I don't know if I'm ready to bite on this. And then I texted her after the day after the concert, and I was like, how was it? She's like, it was 11 out of 10. You need to go. I was like, fuck. So for like 3 days straight, I was like stalking ticket prices, and then the day of like Monday at 6 o'clock, I just finished work, and I was looking at tickets, and I saw two tickets because I asked our friend Rich to go with me, and it was like 167 for row TT, like orchestra, 14 rows from the front.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? Like, I can afford it. It's a big expense, but I was like, Joe Hisaishi is like 70 years old. He's
Yeah.
never coming back to New York again. I personally wouldn't. I was like,
I wouldn't.
let's treat ourselves. So I bought the tickets and then I shot out to Manhattan like an hour before the concert.
And you went with Rich? He went too?
I met Rich there. I found parking. It was like a Jodo photo finish. And then fucking Rich, like we're waiting in line, and not Joe, Rich is trying to sneak halal inside of his shirt to eat it inside. I was like, you're an idiot. And he's like, how's it look? I was like, dude, it looks like you have a bomb strapped to your chest.
Did he get it in?
No, I was like, take that out. You're gonna get us kicked out. So they made him throw it out, and then he was gonna like eat it in front of the garbage can while once we got past security. And there's a guy literally staring at him. He's like, you can't eat that. You have to throw it out. So Rich was so sad he had to dump it, and then we enjoyed the concert.
That seems like a little. That was a big lead up to just say, and then we enjoyed the concert.
I wanted to hear what your thoughts on the concert were, and then I'll kind of go back and forth.
I thought it was phenomenal. I honestly one of the best concerts I've been to, and I've seen a lot of concerts. I've seen Paul McCartney, I've seen Billy Joel, I've seen The Who. I've seen legends, and honestly, this might be one of the best concerts I've been to.
It was genuinely amazing, like especially being that close. I was like, holy shit! Like, and the screens were fantastic too. You get to see like, his front facing, like his expression. He had so much energy. I love him so much now.
It was so wholesome when he brought out his daughter. Did he do that at your show? Yeah.
His daughter was singing for the first song, and then the second song, everyone's like applauding, and he tells everyone, he goes, shh, and then everyone quiets down. He's like, this is my daughter. And everyone's like,
yeah, it was amazing.
Everyone's losing their fucking mind.
It was so good. And like having the movie clips play like in sync with the songs they were playing was awesome. Like everything about it was perfection.
They had like this really nice balance of like playing the movie clip and then going back to the faces of the orchestra and him composing. I have a couple thoughts. I thought it was really great, but I had a couple thoughts. Do you have any?
What? I have no downside. I would really like to hear you nitpick this.
Okay. They're not all bad thoughts. One was I was just really surprised it was an American orchestra. I thought it was going to be a full Japanese orchestra, but then I was like, I guess music is like a universal language, and he just needs to show up and they get it.
Yeah, and I mean, you're going to really bring an entire symphony over from Japan for this?
Were you expecting an American?
No, I wasn't. I was expecting the New York Symphony.
Okay, I was expecting a Japanese symphony.
Okay,
but I was super impressed by the orchestra and the symphony.
Yeah, I mean, the Symphony of New York is probably one of the best in the world that you're going to get, so...
I think it's less like their ability, but more like their ability to work with him so flawlessly. Like, he worked with them like he knew them for years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it seemed very natural.
If I had to nitpick one thing, it would be that, like some of the songs were done with an English chorus, and it kind of got me out of the immersion of it.
See, I disagree in the sense that I think the songs they did in English were the exact songs they should have done in English, and the ones they did in Japanese were the exact ones they should have done in Japanese. Like, Ponyo in English is hilarious. Totoro in English is hilarious. Those were the perfect ones to do in English. Those were the only ones they did in English at my show, at least.
Same. And I figure if you're going to do them, those are probably, like, you shouldn't be doing Princess Mononoke in English.
Right, yeah.
I agree with you. But I think it would have been better if they were in Japanese, which obviously they had limitations on.
See, I watched all the Ghibli dubs, so, they do the same thing in the Ghibli. You get the dubs for Ponyo and Totoro, but the other movies, even though they're the dubs, they still play the Japanese songs.
Okay,
with the singing.
So for you, it was probably an even more authentic experience.
Right? Yeah, it was perfect.
Whereas for me, like it was like I like it, but it was like kind of took me out for a hot second.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. I mean, that's a preference thing, but for me, I think they did it perfectly.
It was a great concert. It was like a little bit expensive, but I was like, this is something I'm gonna remember for the rest of my life.
Yeah. What was your favorite score? Like which movies section?
My favorite was Porco Rosso,
Oh my god, me too.
Bygone Days. That was
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years, and I was like, holy shit! Like when they all did like the synchronized snapping, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what about it, but like I just loved it so
Like the
much.
jazziness of it was so like cozy and classy. I loved it.
It was like some Frank
Um,
Sinatra type.
oh my god, it was perfect. I thought the Ponyo one was a great way to end the first half. I thought that one was a lot of fun, very
Mhm.
energetic. Same thing with the Totoro one. I think they were just like really fun sections.
They're very
In terms
upbeat.
of the music itself, the Kiki one was my favorite. To no
Kiki
shock.
one was really good. I don't even love Princess Mononoke as a movie. I think it's a masterpiece, but like I don't love it. But I thought like the energy from it was like insane, like the drums and like the
Yeah,
tenseness of it.
and honestly, at this point we're just talking about all of them. Like no, Nausicaa's a movie I'm not really too familiar with, but the music was gorgeous,
Yeah,
and that was
Nausicaa.
like such a strong start to the whole show.
Yeah, that was opening. Yeah, that was so
Yeah,
good. Did he walk off and then walk? Like, did
he
you
had like
stand up like
7
four?
encores.
Yeah, did you stand up like 4 times?
He wouldn't stop.
Because like he walked off and then everyone's standing cheering. I was like, I guess it's over, Rich. It was like sort of a short concert, like 80, 90 minutes. Um, and then he came back out and we're like, yeah, everyone stands up again. So that's the second time. Then he says something, or I don't remember what happened, but we stand up again. And then he leaves and we stand up again.
He just kept doing it, and we kept believing it.
I was like, okay, I guess it's actually over now. And I was sort of just like waiting.
Especially like for me to clap, I'm not a person that claps at things because honestly, I paid you good money. Like I'm not going to sit there and clap for you too. You haven't earned that, but this earned claps for me.
He totally earned it. And dude, he did it for like 5 out of 6 days straight. Like
Yeah,
it's insane.
honestly, fantastic. Zero regrets. I thought everything was perfect.
No regrets.
Actually, my one problem, I got
Oh
a
boy.
soft pretzel because I was just really hungry.
What was that, $10?
No, no, it was only like $5, but it was
Okay.
just it was stale. It was stale. Actually, let me ask you something. Did they have merchandise when you went?
I think we were like rushing in, but I think they had books on the opposite side. They had food on one side, and I think
They
books
had
on the
they had nothing left when we got there.
Really?
Yeah, because we were the Wednesday show, which was the last show.
Okay. Mine was the second show. But I was like, I'm not buying merch from this in person because like it's probably inflated to the
Yeah,
roof.
I mean, I didn't have the option. So my only downsides were basically Radio City's fault.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely nothing on the orchestra or Hisaishi.
No, not at all.
One more thing, which is like I'm still thinking about the concert, and I was like, man, I want to learn some of this music. Like, I really want to learn Bygone Days now, and I realized that I bought the sheet music for it in 2017. I just got to find it
Where? Why? When?
because I had like a small keyboard in my room that I just never played or never got around to teaching myself. And I was like, no, dude, this is like inspired a new life in me. I was like, I want to learn how to play at least this one song, even if I never become like a piano expert. It just brought me so much joy.
Just show up to parties, play Bygone Days, leave. No explanation.
It's the perfect song. And the
It
Irish
really
exit
is.
out of there.
Beautiful.
Okay. On to our usual segment, which is our anime and manga. I think you'll like this one. I've been reading, or I read the first 8 chapters of Rooster Fighter.
Yeah, I've been seeing that online. The volume cover, I guess it's like recently on sale. It's just a rooster.
Yeah, so the art of the rooster looked like really nice, and I saw it on sale on Right Stuff, and I was like, I don't know, I'll give it a fucking shot before I buy it. And imagine this: imagine One Punch Man and the most generic anime revenge plot squished together, and that is Rooster Fighter.
But the main character is a rooster?
So the story is there's a rooster whose sister was killed by a kaiju with a tattoo on his neck. And he is adventuring or he's vagabonding around Japan hunting for that kaiju. And along the way, he's like rescuing towns and villages being attacked by other kaiju. Except the kaiju are like they're kind of terrifying, but they're kind of hilarious because they're humans that somehow got demonized into giant monsters, and they're wearing like push-up bras and like overalls, and
Is everyone else animals, or is it just two roosters?
It's just
and everyone else is human
one rooster
and a dead
to
rooster,
start, and his sister was killed, and everyone else is human. It's like a normal world, and people
except
can't talk to
he's a
him
rooster.
except he's a rooster, and he flies at like the speed of sound and like scratches their
I'm
eyes
sorry. I'm
out.
sorry. She's not a rooster. She's a hen.
He's a rooster. She's a hen. Yes. Um, the manga opens up to the rooster killing a three-headed human. You know King Ghidorah from
Of
Godzilla.
course.
So a human King Ghidorah with a bra and like it's like a lady human King Ghidorah, and then right after he's banging a hen inside of a chicken coop.
Okay, that took a direction I wasn't expecting.
Like it's not there's no graphic imagery, but he's just like on top of her, and she's like, "Oh, cluck," or something like that, and it's so funny. And then after that, he's hunting for his sister's killer, and he along the way he like meets this turtle, and he battles this turtle with a scar over his eye, and then they eventually team up and fight a sea kaiju. It's so good.
And this is just 8 chapters so far.
The first four scans are like solid, and then the next four are terrible.
Falls off fast.
The scanlations fall off
Yeah, the
fast.
quality of the scans. Yeah,
But I think you'd love it. It's like a super parody, and it's really
it
funny.
sounds right up my alley, honestly.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. I'm thinking about buying the volumes. I don't love it that much, but it's very entertaining.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, Robert, you have watched. What'd you watch?
Nothing. I've read
Yokohama
something.
Kaidashi Kikou.
Yes, this is a manga. I don't know when it actually came out, but it's got a very like I don't know, kind of late '80s, early '90s art style. But I think it's from recent years that it finished up. It is a post-apocalyptic, not even post-apocalyptic slice of life. It's a slice of life from an era in Japan's future where there's not many people left, and the main character is an android.
Okay.
And it's just really, really slow paced. Like she's an android with a coffee shop because her owner left the coffee shop to her, and she kind of just, exist. And this is as slow as any slow slice of life I've ever read, but I love it. It's in a good way. It's incredibly slow, but I'm really enjoying it, and I really like the art style as well.
So I looked it up. It's from 1994.
Oh, okay. So I did nail it. I don't know why I thought it was from more recent. I mean, the first volume just came out in America, so I picked it up.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I'm guessing that's. I wonder why it was finally localized now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how the hell did you even find this? This is the most obscure thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I don't know. It came up on like my Amazon suggested, like buying things like months ago. So I pre-ordered it like I don't know. It might have been like 5 or 6 months ago. It's been a while, and it finally came, and I really enjoyed it.
So this spanned a 12-year run. Like, what the hell is the point of this series? Like, does she just exist in this town, Android Girl, or like, does she have a mission?
No, there's definitely no mission. I mean, the overarching thing is she's hoping her owner will come back at some point, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think since she's an android, she doesn't age. I think the time will pass, and I think she'll have to watch people around her age.
Oh, so
I
you
think
didn't
that'll be
finish
like
just that first volume?
I just read the first volume. No,
Okay.
I think there's gonna. It was the big volume though, so
Hmm.
it was like 400 pages.
Okay.
I think there's gonna be like 5 more of these big old giant volumes.
Is it like funny or is it wholesome? Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, would this appeal to me at all?
I don't know. I can't say it's either of those things as much as it is kind of this weird melancholic feeling that you get, but it's, you kind of enjoy feeling that way while reading it. It's hard to describe because it is very simple. There's not a lot happening, but in that you're kind of gripped. You're gripped by the simplicity of it.
I'm looking at some of the art on Google Images, and this feels like a passion project. It doesn't feel like something that they're like trying to rank highly in a Shonen Jump type of thing.
Absolutely,
It feels like
yeah.
this is a piece of artwork that they just want to create and make you feel a way.
Yeah, and I think it nailed it, at least for the first volume.
Okay, maybe I'll read the first chapter and check it out. Okay, the last thing I've been reading recently is Hajime no Ippo. I've been caught up again another 20, 30 chapters. And it's not normal that you're going to go 1,400 chapters into a manga and love it more than you ever have. But it's just been so amazing. And without getting into too much spoilers, Ippo has basically been on hiatus from boxing for a little bit, but he travels with his buddy, one of his old people that he fought against, to Mexico to watch a world championship bout of one of their other friends that they fought with. They need a boxing partner because apparently everyone got beat up, and they're like, Ippo, we need you to help us out. I know that you've been not training for a while, but we need your help. So Ippo gets into the ring with jeans on, and like they're gonna do touch sparring, like really, really light. And this guy he's fighting, his they fought before, and he's like a world champion, like the best in the world in his weight class. And Ippo is so modest and so kind, and he doesn't believe in himself that he's like, I got to go as hard as I possibly can in order to like help him prepare for this fight. Because if I go any less than that, I'm not going to be able to help him bring out his full potential. But what the other guy doesn't realize is that Ippo's been training every single day, and he's been coaching these other kids, and he's actually gotten better than he was when they first fought. And Ippo's like charging in and fighting and punching at the 120%. And Ippo's like, I'm not going hard enough. I'm not going
I'm
hard
not
enough.
going hard enough.
And then this guy's like, Ippo's trying to fucking kill me.
Please stop.
But they both have so much pride. Like the world champion can't be like, can you slow it down a little bit? He's like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill him too. And Ippo punches him so hard at one point that he like kind of cracks one of his ribs. But he doesn't want to say like, oh shit, Ippo, who hasn't been training, is better than me, the world champion. So this guy goes into the bout, like the world championship bout. He's like, I can't throw my right hand because
he has a broken rib.
Because he's so injured. He's like, it hurts so much. So you have to watch this guy. And then Ippo's like in the crowd. He's like, why isn't he throwing his right? Like that doesn't make any sense. Maybe he's just like taking it easy. But it's both hilarious, but it's also like getting you so hyped because you're like, when's Ippo gonna fight again? And you have this world championship boxer and their other friend like, where the fuck did this come from? Like, why isn't he boxing right now? So you're kind of getting
absolutely
hyped.
Wild to me that 40 years in, and it's still like building up to so much more excitement, and you're still having so much fun with it.
It's because it had a big dip at some point, but this is the most excited I've been about Ippo in like 5 years or more. Like I love it so much right now.
1,400 chapters.
It's at 1391 right now.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
It's going to surpass Christopher Columbus reaching America soon. Maybe a year or two.
That's amazing, honestly. I got a lot of respect for Ippo.
Yeah. So that's my love for Hajime no Ippo. Robert, did you watch anything else this season?
No, I have not watched anything this season. This is by far one of the worst seasons of anime we have had in at least as long as we've been doing S-Class, which is 2 years now. This is by far the worst season of anime we've had. The one thing I was looking forward to, I'm not even enjoying, which is Devil's a Part-Timer.
Are you still sticking with it?
I've watched 3 episodes. I'm going to catch up with it at some point, but like not even that has had me like wanting to watch it every week.
What are the seasonal stuff that's out right now?
There's just nothing that great. I've just not had anything that I've like wanted to go and watch. Like last season had Kong Ming, which like gripped me from the start. Like just the trailer, seeing that, I wanted to watch it. The Love After World Domination seemed so stupid and so silly that it would be awesome, and it was. None of that like exists this season.
You don't want to watch the slutty vampire one?
What is it called?
Call of the Night. That one's kind of popular right now. There's this insomniac who can't sleep, and then there's this vampire who like sucks his blood to help him sleep every night, and she wears this really skimpy outfit.
I think I'm good.
I'm just looking at the list right now. I think I'm gonna watch Uncle from Another World. That one has gripped my attention a little bit, but I haven't started.
I think was our friend John talking about Engage Kiss.
He would be, if there's one on this list, then it would be Engage Kiss. It's got
I don't know
7.7.
I mean, I'm looking at the list right now. There's just nothing here.
Oh, they have Ruby. Do you know Ruby?
I don't know Ruby.
Ruby was created by Rooster Teeth in America, like, I don't know, 10 years ago by this guy called Monty and he passed away midway through production. But they've turned it into a full-fledged anime now.
Like a Japanese studio or?
A Japanese studio, yeah.
That's interesting. Will I watch it? No, but it's interesting.
No, I don't think you'll watch it. It's kind of generic shonen-y, but I liked it when it came out. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that's really catching my eye at this first glance.
I mean, think about it. All we talked about was old manga. Well, I mean,
The hottest thing for you this month was the 1994.
An incredibly slow slice of life from 1994.
I'm sorry to hear that, Robert. Robert, since you've had sort of a dog shit anime manga month, how about you kick us off with some video games?
Oh, so we've been playing the Kirby's Dream Buffet, which is a new like little party game. It's a lot of fun. It's like
How
a
does this
value
work?
game. It's you're basically racing on various food-based courses and eating as many strawberries as possible to enlarge your Kirby and gain speed. And then there's like little mini games and battle
That sounds like a
royale
mini
things.
game.
No, that's the bulk of it. It's the race.
Okay.
And then between the races, there's other mini games to try to get more strawberries. Ultimately, the goal of the game is to be as fat as possible and as gluttonous as possible, and it's a lot of fun.
What system is this on?
It's on the Switch. What else would it be on? Nintendo doesn't have any other
Oh,
systems right
duh.
now.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I've just never. I wasn't sure if it was like mobile or something. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
Kirby's Dream Buffet on the PlayStation 2. Use your head.
Fucking savage over here. How
No, it's
much?
a lot of fun though.
How much does Kirby's Dream Buffet go for?
I think it was $10.
Oh, that's
It's
awesome.
it's an eShop game. It was a lot of fun. We're still playing it. We play it like every night. It only came out a few days ago or earlier last week. I don't remember.
I was not expecting this like Kirby mini game. Sounds like
No, it's good.
sounds like a Pokemon Stadium mini game. You know, like where you like you're
Yeah, it
Rattata
essentially
eating
is that.
something.
Yeah, it's a lot like that. It's just a really solid pick up and play for like 20 minutes party game. And
Okay.
it's not a high commitment because the rounds are very quick. So it's fun.
Cool. I'll check that out. I have been playing Spy Fox in Dry Cereal.
I can't believe you're playing one of those humongous entertainment games, PC games from when we were 4.
Did you play those when you were a kid?
I played the Pajama Sam ones and Freddy Fish.
Okay. So I played all of them except for Spy Fox when I was a
I never
kid.
played Spy Fox, yeah. What
It
was
was
the
like
car? I also played the car.
Putt-Putt.
Putt Putt.
Yeah, the trifecta. I think Spy Fox was like a tiny bit later, and maybe I was. It wasn't even that much later. It's 1997, so I could have played it, but I think like I don't know, we were too cheap or too poor or something. I don't know. We never played it. But I always wanted to play Spy Fox. I remember playing the demo over and over again, where he like has to come out of a plane and
That's
like
right, they had the demos. Yeah.
yeah, and like he has like a spy gadget that's like a pen, and then he pokes it, and then it turns into something, and like a pretty much like a Dragon Ball Z Capsule Corp type of thing, and he turns it into like not a parachute, but like a pogo stick, and he lands flawlessly on the ground on a pogo stick.
So now that you've played a game meant for 5-year-olds, as a 30-year-old, how do you feel?
Okay, so it's a little harder than I thought.
So it's too challenging for you.
No, so I only started playing yesterday or 2 days ago, and I'm doing this honestly for I'm trying to create like this spy OC, and I want to get some like research out there. So I was like, I like Spy Fox is so suave and cool, and I was like, I need to like pull some personality from this. Um, it's not fun to play. It's like very slow, a lot of dialogue. I'm impressed by some of the animation, honestly, but it's a vibe. Like it's taken me back, and I still love the characters and like the parody concepts of it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not fun to play. I'm like an hour into
Like,
it.
it's meant for 8-year-olds.
Those were some smart ass 8-year-olds in 1997.
I'll be honest, it took me years to beat Pajama Sam.
Pajama Sam, that was a hard. You know what's hard about this game? It's like you don't know what they're trying to get you to do sometimes.
Right.
And like for example, I had to switch out some sheet music. There's this cat. She's like the femme fatale, and she really loves to tango, and she won't talk to you unless you'll tango with her. But the orchestra doesn't have tango music, so you have to switch the music with the local bar, and steal his tango music. And I have the tango music. I'm trying to put it down, and then the dog conductor's like, no, 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 I'm still playing my song. I'm like, do I have to distract the dog? Do I have to like throw a bone somewhere? And it's like, that's not what I should be doing right now. That's not what I should be doing right now. But the only thing I need to do was just wait until timing it to switch it. Like that's the only thing I needed to do.
Oh, so you eventually did figure it out.
I did figure it out, but
I think the problem is that as a 30-year-old, you're overthinking these puzzles.
that could be it. But it's fine.
You're thinking you need to distract a dog with a bone, when the reality is you just need to let him finish his song.
Yeah. And I'm like trying to like try different items on different places and different people, and it's like, nope, you just got to click this one button at the right time.
That's it.
So yeah, Spy Fox. Not only did I buy Spy Fox and dry cereal, I bought the whole package.
How
So
much that set you back?
$20 for 5 games. It's
I
for
still think you're losing this deal.
it's for research purposes.
What are you researching for?
Just like the development of the character I'm trying to create.
Oh, okay. You want to get like some personality to it.
Something that's like, I think I was sort of inspired by Spy Family, and I was like, I want something that's like fun and takes itself a little too seriously, but isn't actually serious. You know what I mean?
Oh, I gotcha. I think
And it,
Spy Fox is perfect then.
yeah. One more thing before we move on from here, but do you know the plot of Spy Fox in Dry Cereal?
I obviously don't, Justin.
I was telling my sister about this, and she remembered the whole plot from that one demo we played, like in 1999 or whatever when we played it. Basically, there's a goat called William the Kid, and he is trying to eradicate the dairy milk from the world so that goat milk becomes the mainstay.
You know what? It's not a bad plot.
So the only reason we found this out is because there was some feta cheese left at the scene of the crime where a cow CEO was kidnapped.
Oh,
So it's like kind of
interesting.
clever. It's like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like adult. Like you wouldn't get these jokes as a child,
I mean, I did. I got it as a kid.
did you?
I was very cultured as a child.
I wasn't. So that's Spy Fox and Dry Cereal.
Spy Fox and Dry Cereal. Man, we're
Game of the year.
scraping the bottom of the barrel for Game of the Year this year.
Robert, tell me about Pokemon Puzzle League.
Oh, it's just N64 game. They put it on Nintendo Switch
Oh,
for
did
free,
they?
obviously. So I finally played it. This is one of those games where I've heard about it like for decades, but it was one of those N64 games I never had. And 25 years later, it's a puzzle game that uses like lots of Pokemon anime voice clips. Actually, that's the impressive part about it is the sound quality of the anime scenes. Surprisingly good for a Nintendo 64 game.
Do you like it?
No, it's good. It's a good puzzle game. I mean, puzzle games like that haven't really changed much in 25 years, so it doesn't feel dated at all. You know, it's just a really solid puzzle game with Pokemon theming. That's about it.
So you probably won't believe this, but Pokemon Puzzle League's my fucking shit. I wasn't sure if they created a new one, but N64 version of Pokemon Puzzle League, like I'm undefeatable in that game.
No, I like it. It's a really solid puzzle game.
Did you do the gym leader challenges yet?
Yeah, I destroyed it.
When you get to like the highest level, like the Master Cup Elite Four, they become ridiculous. Like they're obviously not human, but like the speed at which they combo is insane. And they're doing moves that you've never seen before. And the only way they lose is like they'll kill themselves sometimes.
So you've never actually beaten them.
I mean, I won, but like sometimes they just like fumble the ball. And
It's
that's,
more that they lost than you won.
I mean, if you want to take it away from 9-year-old Justin, sure.
I'm taking it away from you.
I'm going to destroy you in Pokemon Puzzle League next time I see you.
I do really like the presentation of the game, so bring it along next time we hang out. Actually,
ready.
wait, we have it on the Switch. You don't need to bring the N64 for that.
Dude, just hook it up to the console. I'm ready to take you down.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think that's probably one of the catchphrases that Sabrina uses or something.
Oh my god, there's no dialogue though. So like they all have the same line that they just keep repeating and repeating and repeating.
It's like 3 lines. It's like, I'm going to take you down, or you shouldn't have done that, or like something like that over and over.
It's rough.
Fucking brutal. Okay, last game on our docket is 20 Minutes Till Dawn. Have you heard of this one, Rob?
No, I don't think so. Indie game?
Indie game.
Yeah.
It's on Steam for $3, and I'm really loving it. There's no story. It's essentially you're this girl, and it's all dark except for like this little circle around you of light, and like little Cthulhu monsters are trying to kill you, and you have to survive for 20 minutes. And every time you kill a monster, you can like absorb it for points, and every time you level up, you can get a new weapon or a new power up. So you can get like a magical sword that flies around you and randomly kills things, or you can get like a gun that spreads and shoots twice or 3 times, and you can keep leveling up different skill trees. And it's been really hard. I've only started playing today, but like the longest I've gotten is like 6 minutes.
So is each playthrough different?
Yeah, it's a
like
roguelike.
as you're surviving? Okay.
Yeah, and you can every round you collect points and level up, you get those points, and you can kind of bank them, and you can use them to buy different characters that have different stats or different weapons. So right now I'm rocking this girl who has 7 life points as opposed to 4, which is the starter, and she has a grenade launcher, which is better than the revolver you start out with.
And you've made 6 minutes of the 20.
6 or 7, yeah.
How many rounds have you gone, would you say?
10 to 15. It's like super addicting.
Okay,
It's
that's
like
not bad.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
I could have gotten him.
Because it's so fast
Dude, it's like
paced.
hordes. It's like you're like, okay, I killed them, and it's like there's 5 or 6. Then there's like 100, all in like a fucking wave that are just crashing down, and then there's a couple sneaking up from behind you.
So you don't even get a second to breathe.
No, you're constantly moving, and sometimes like when you shoot, you have to pause. Like you can't move and shoot at the same time. So like sometimes you're literally just like not shooting and just running around to reorient yourself so you can shoot them in a horde.
Right. And try to survive while doing
and
that.
There's like the first boss that I fought, they put like an electric gate around you so you can't just keep running around. And then it's like a alien dog that like jumps. Like the other guys are kind of like these slow moving guys with like barely any life, and this alien dog like hops around, and there's still hordes of Cthulhu's coming after you while this dog is hopping around, and you're in a gate.
So there's really no opportunity to hide either. To
No
like try to
hiding.
kill time that way, right?
No, not at all.
That sounds interesting, actually.
If you have Steam, or you can download Steam, but I'd recommend it. It's like a easy 15-minute time killer, and it's super fun.
For $3, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. It's like a very
I might give that one a go. All right. What is it again? 20
minutes till dawn.
20 minutes till dawn.
It's in the docket, Rob.
All right. Relax.
Okay, that's everything we have for video games. Time for Big News Morgans.
Breaking news.
Robert,
Is it time, Justin?
It is.
For Big News Morgans, breaking news?
it's time.
I like saying it.
Robert, why don't you start us off with our first piece of news?
What, Dragon Ball Super has surpassed Titanic and Avengers Endgame as the highest grossing movie of all time?
Is that a fact?
I'm not sure, but it's doing pretty well.
I think we might need to fact check that news article that
Irrelevant.
you're reading.
So what this tells me is that we have to see it.
You want us to be part of the crowd, not individuals watching indie movies and finding the gems.
No. We got to see Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Come on.
Uh,
Have you been convinced based on the fact that it's destroyed Avatar?
which Avatar? The Blue Avatar?
Irrelevant.
I've never seen Blue Avatar.
I
or
actually have never seen
Titanic.
Blue Avatar either.
They are coming out with Avatar 2.
I also haven't seen Titanic.
There we go. So this is not a good argument.
But regardless, Dragon Ball Superhero is better than all of those movies combined.
When are we going?
I guess we're going next week.
I have an AMC movie pass. It gets me like $5 tickets on Tuesdays.
All right, guess we're going Tuesday. Let's do it.
Oh fuck! I don't want to do this.
Oh, we're doing it. Fantastic.
Uh,
I can't wait.
Did you even read this article, or did you just look at the headline and then not even remember what the headline said?
Oh, no. I looked at the headline, didn't read the article, remembered the headline, changed it to fit my narrative.
I see. I'm glad. Before this podcast, we're scrummaging for news articles, as we do every single time. I don't even know why we have a news section.
I think we only have a news section so that we can say Big News Morgan's breaking news.
That showed up like 12 episodes in or something. So I half read an article, but it's actually pretty good. It's about Zion WIlliamson's, the New Orleans Pelicans basketball player.
Wait. Let me stop you right there. Let's
Yes.
not call Zion a basketball player because he doesn't actually play basketball.
I think he's played 80 games in the last 3 years.
Yeah, so let's stop with the whole basketball player thing.
Well, he's making $30 million a year doing something.
He's an influencer.
Influencer. Well, influencer Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans declared his love for Naruto recently.
Oh
And
my
he
god.
actually he said that it was his North Star in getting through one of the hardest years of his life. And he actually worked with Jordan Brand, which he signed to, and Viz Media to create the, let me make sure I get this right, Naruto X Jordan Zion 1 shoe.
What?
Look it up. Look up the Naruto Jordan Zion 1 shoe. It's actually kind of dope looking.
Oh my
And
god, this thing is sick.
I don't even like the color orange, but it's like orange and yellow, and it has like a little Z lightning bolt on it.
Yeah, you know what? These are pretty nice, actually.
And he also has like a Zion Williamson Naruto shirt, which looks pretty okay as well.
$130. Honestly, not bad for the normal price of these type of sneakers.
I take the Naruto Jordan Zion 1 over like a LeBron Soldier 8 any day, frankly.
What are these other ones? Are they supposed to be Sasuke?
I didn't even see that.
There's like a black and gray one. What? There's a few different colors. There's a black and red. Maybe that's. Oh wait, it says inspired by Six Paths Sage Mode Naruto, Six Paths Madara Uchiha, and Naruto in his nine-tailed demon fox four-tail form. Interesting.
So the black and white one is the
Madara?
Madara.
Yeah.
I could actually wear that one because I'm a big black and white guy.
It's kind of sick, actually.
They're kind of dope.
Oh.
I certainly wasn't ever expecting to be talking about Naruto and a NBA basketball influencer.
I'm really not that
podcast.
surprised.
Yeah, and then he also said that 80% of the NBA likes anime, which is not that surprising either.
That sounds like a high number, honestly.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point,
you know what? Maybe.
I don't know. I would say maybe 40 would be a number I wouldn't be surprised with. If you got most of the guys, if the average age is like 26, 27, I'd guess maybe 80% of those guys are into it. But there's not like, LeBron's not watching anime.
That's what you think.
Chris Paul's not watching anime. You know, those guys.
Chris Paul loves Devil as a part-timer. He was also disappointed by season 1. I read an article about it.
I think you're also lying right now.
You know who really does love anime, though? Steve Adams, and I love Steve Adams so much.
How's old Steven Adams? He's been in the league a while.
He's probably like 30, probably 30.
You know, I'm sitting here being ageist, and we're 30.
What's gross is like, dude, we'd be like a veteran in the NBA if we played in the NBA at this point.
If we were in the NFL, we'd be ancient.
Really?
Like, they don't make it. The average age in the NFL is like 14 because their careers are so short.
When is someone like 33 is sort of like you're kind of at the end of your peak if you're like a superstar for NBA?
Not necessarily. I think
no, I'm saying
it depends on the guy. Oh, for the NFL?
I'm saying for NBA, I'd say like 32, 33 if you're like a superstar is like kind of like you're not getting too much better than this.
I think they'll consider that like the best it's going to get. Like you're not getting any better from here. NFL, unless you're a quarterback, you're done at 28, 29.
Whoa. So your lifespan is like 5 years, 8 years?
You really only have like a 4 or 5 year window of when you're going to be considered like an elite player.
Okay.
Unless you're a quarterback like Tom Brady, who's been in the league for over 20 years now.
Who doesn't have to run that much and just gets protected by a brick wall of men.
And the refs. But I digress.
This was supposed to be like a dead episode for me and you, and we're at 45 minutes, Rob.
Because we're sitting here fighting about the age of the NBA and when you stop being elite.
Pontificating about Tom Brady.
It was always going to go in this direction.
Yeah, we're evolving.
We're devolving. It's a little bit of both.
Okay, so that's all the news we found 5 minutes before this podcast.
It actually ends up being a pretty good discussion.
I think this is the best news section we've had in a while. So that means we're not changing our method for capturing news nors and breaking news.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, into emails.
Oh, goody. What brain dead fan do we have this week emailing us?
Robert, if someone wants to email us, where could they find us?
They're not going to email us, Justin. And if they do, they're a brain dead fan.
sclasspodcast@gmail.com.
All right, which of these idiots emailed us this month, Justin?
Part of this is like, is this part of the bit, or does Rob just not know our email? For
I don't know our email.
All right, email is about pets. Hey guys, do you guys have any pets or ever had any pets? Also, if you guys had an anime pet, what would it be in real life? Thanks for the podcast. Jim.
I have never had a pet other than a few fish. They've all died, tragically. If I could have an anime pet, probably Turtle from Dragon Ball Z.
That's a pretty lazy turtle, like not much engagement.
Exactly. That's all I'm looking for. Just a guy to hang out with. He's going to outlive me. He can inherit everything after I'm gone so that nobody tries to steal my stuff.
You were quick with this one. Do you want any pets in real life or not really?
I'm having a kid. I don't need a pet.
About the same, honestly, the first couple of years.
Yeah.
I've had 2 fish. I creatively named this goldfish Goldie. He's no longer with us after like 3 days. I also had 2 additional dogs, and I have 1 current dog who's a 85-pound asshole pit bull. And anime pet, I want Marco the Phoenix.
That's kind of kinky. I
I know what I said.
I don't know. You meant pet like that.
He's a bird, but he's also a man.
He's also a daddy.
Yeah, he's a daddy.
He's Big Daddy Marco. Marco's a great answer. I'm going to switch my answer to Marco as well.
You got to get your own daddy. I mean, pet.
I'm the one that coined the Big Daddy Marco term, so get in line.
There's so many big daddies in our podcast. Let me think. Is there any? I feel like I need a dog. I can't think of any good anime dogs though, because they all just get murdered.
Murdered. I was about to say the same thing. Yeah. What about Puchita?
The fuck is
From
Pochita?
Chainsaw Man?
Oh no, that thing's horrifying. That thing is so gross.
It's kind of cute.
All right, I'll go with the Black Hayate from.
Wait,
Fullmetal
have you read the
Alchemist.
new Chainsaw Man?
Oh yeah,
So you're not choosing Clucky or whatever the chicken's name was?
Clucky the chicken, the headless chicken devil.
Yeah.
We could go with no. You know what? I'm actually terrified of birds. Fuck that bird. I'm glad it got killed.
I'm not a big bird guy either.
Unless it's Marco.
So you know what? You're right.
All right, we're ending this on Big Daddy Marco.
Wait. I just want to reiterate the fact that we're only bird guys if the bird looks like a sex god, correct?
If it has 6-pack abs and has an open shirt, yes.
Okay, so we're settled on that.
Okay. All right, guys. Thanks so much for listening, Rob. Any closing remarks for our beautiful brain dead listeners?
I feel like I closed it out pretty well with Big Daddy Marco.
There you have it. Later, guys.